Everybody, look at this shit. I gotta actually move closer. Look at that shit. Look at all that shit right there. I finally did it. I got my nails done, hair done, everything did. That's a song, right? I think so.
Yep.
Anyways, shout out to Kathy, Seb's friend. Seb has obviously done his nails. He's been on the podcast. He just got some cool ones. I'll put a picture of it here, but I'll also put a link to her Instagram if anybody wants to get nails done. Not that y'all are going to listen to this and then go, oh shit, I got to get my nails done. But anyways, I got my fucking nails done. I'm ready to go, dude. Welcome everybody to On Your Mental. Welcome Nathan.
Thank you.
Welcome to the podcast, man.
So welcome back, right?
No, this is Nate's first time
first
too.
one,
Yeah, this
first
guy
one.
has no clue who's been on the show, man.
Where am I?
Has this guy even watched any?
Clearly,
I've
man.
watched
This guy.
a few.
But I feel like you've been like very supportive from the very beginning of this whole thing.
Oh yeah,
You've been
big time.
nice and consistent right there. Just you gotta text me sometimes, says nice
Gotta
things.
let him know. Gotta
Yeah.
let him know.
Thanks, man. I really
No
appreciate
problem, no
it.
problem.
Thanks for the drinks.
Oh,
Nate brought drinks. I wanted to ask before we get into the actual topic. I mean, first of all, if you haven't watched On Your Mental before, this is On Your Mental, the podcast that talks about candid, open, and sometimes vulnerable conversations between and about men. And today we're going to be talking about wealth and money with men. But before we talk about that, I have a question, completely off topic. Someone at work asked this to us. His name's Jeremy. Thanks, Jeremy, for the question. If you could prepare for an Olympics in 4 years and choose any event that you want, and if you finish bronze, so you just have to be like third best in the world, you'll get $50 million. What event would it be? Guaranteed $50 million if you get bronze.
Current sports and then the Olympics, right?
Do you know future sports in the Olympics?
Past sports? Did you see that clip recently? Someone posted of like past Olympic
Oh
sports.
yeah,
They
I
had
saw that. I saw
Tug
that.
of war was in the
You're
Olympics.
Yeah,
joking.
yeah.
That was in the Olympics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
There was like some weird stuff. There was like art or something. Like
Yeah.
they like draw art and like I guess they
Yeah.
get judged or something.
What kind of Olympics are these?
My kind of Olympics.
So, let's go with current then. I don't want to.
Okay.
Tug of war coming back. 4 years from now. That's why it has to be in 4 years from now.
I don't know. What's the...
There's real pineapple in there.
curling's
Right?
not in Olympics, right?
That's winter.
That's in Winter Olympics.
I'd be down to try.
So yeah, let's say
curling.
winter. You think you would be third best in the
Bronze.
world
You
I-
got to get bronze.
curling.
I've never tried. Curler.
But think about your current strength. I mean, do what you want.
Oh,
if you
well,
want to
don't
toss
need
away
you don't
50
really
million.
need strength for
No,
curling.
your current strengths.
Oh,
like as
so,
a
like,
as
Think
an
about what
athlete.
sport you got the best chance to get
Yeah.
third in the world.
Like
Sure,
there,
I mean, name me something. There's no way I'm
I
winning
know what I
basketball.
would want to try. You well then think of something else, man.
Sure, give me some time.
I'm
then.
thinking like discus or like shot.
This
put.
is what I was thinking too. Not
like-
shot put. I don't think I have the body for shot put. They're
like
so
something
big.
like that. Like running, no shot.
Mhm.
Swimming, no shot. Like I feel like those track and field ones,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you might have a chance.
These guys are Olympians.
Yeah, and you could be too. 4 years.
4 years.
Non-stop. You drop everything because you're going to get 50 mil if you pull this off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they're probably training just as hard.
Yeah, but look, man.
We could be the
It's just-
speed walker, that guy in Richmond.
Yeah, Evan Dunphy, man.
Oh,
Shout out to
yeah,
Evan
you got the
Dunphy,
bronze,
man. He
too.
did get the bronze. Took it home, man. He lives in my mom's complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, deadass, like the building next to him. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Nice. Let's go at his house.
Yeah.
Bronze loser. No, I'm kidding. That's awesome.
I know what I would do, and it's based off of kind of like where you're getting at. Like, I feel like I could chuck something. I feel like I could throw something real far. If you give me 4 years to learn how to throw something, I
Yeah.
could pull it off. So I think I could do javelin. I could learn the technique for like a javelin throw, and I feel like I could crush that.
Yeah, I feel like those are your best chance.
Just absolutely whale it. Because I agree with you.
Pretty cool.
Like, you're not going to pick up diving. What, are you going to be the best diver
No,
in
that takes
4 years? No
4
shot.
years? No
shot.
way. Right? I'm not going to compete at an Olympic level, but I think I could chuck a javelin, dude. I think I could really rip it if I had to.
You're on the.
I said discus.
Oh,
Discus,
Or maybe
yeah.
shot
Discus.
put. I don't know. Shot put. Those guys are pretty chunky. So
Yeah, so you'd have to
Yeah.
put on a lot of size in 4 years too, right? But discus, get it? It'll work. Man, I feel like you pull it
I don't
off.
know. I'm sticking with
Yeah,
curling.
this guy's gonna go curling, man, dude. I've been curling before. I've
Have
actually
you?
tried curling. Yeah, it's hard. That's why I think that you're gonna not get it. Like,
Oh, you're gonna get the
people can slide this thing across the ice, and they're
Sure.
getting it where they need it to be. Man, think about that. Javelin throw, I can just chuck it as hard as I
Have you seen
can.
me take a pizza out the oven?
I've
Precise.
dropped pizza.
I've seen that happen. That happened right over there.
I did it there. I did it on a trip in Peachland with the group. Full on, just pulling the pizza out, drops right back into the bottom of the oven. Worst feeling. Anyways, the actual topic for today, we're talking about wealth and wealth with men's lives in particular, us being young men. Where does wealth fit into our lives, basically? The first question that I had prepared for all of us was, I guess, what the role is that wealth plays for you at this point in your life. I can maybe start by saying I'm broke as hell right now. I'll tell you, I got no actual money. I'm really outing myself here. I got no actual money right now, because if I were to pay off my credit card, then I'd be at just about zero in checkings. I have stock stuff, but it's not like I got things saved. You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of just getting it as I can, because I tend to spend very quickly what I have, even before I have it. Not a great habit, but buying the equipment for all of this stuff, I've talked about that a few times.
Supreme book.
That's a sticker. It's a sticker on a book.
You had to buy something from Supreme
years ago
to get the sticker.
But anyways, yeah. I was actually looking at Frank Ocean, because of the magazine there. He has a new jewelry line too, and it's $800 a piece for these things to start. US. Should I do it? No. Will I? No. Maybe. I don't know. But I spend my money on stupid shit sometimes, and I'm not a big saver. So for me, I do feel the pressure of needing money sometimes, because I know that if shit went wrong, for example, I'm not exactly in a position to be okay.
Right. Got no,
So I'm
got no rainy day fund.
I got no rainy day fund unless I were to pull out stock and money, but don't want to do that either, because then that for the future.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, where does money fit in for y'all right now at this point? I don't know why I'm trying to drink this right now.
I'll go off of that.
Sure.
Actually, this year I started budgeting. Ever since I started budgeting, it's way worse now. I don't want to spend money.
Really?
Because now I actually see where things are coming and going.
Where you're actually spending your
and then
money
I could see actually how much I've saved for the year or how much I've spent. I'm man, this number's tiny. Whereas before, I didn't bother keeping track of it. I always knew oh yeah, I had some money or whatever, but I never really actually looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
So
How are you keeping track of that?
in an Excel.
You got an Excel
okay.
spreadsheet going on?
I didn't make it. I just found it online, and then you literally just put in whatever income and then whatever you spend, and they just.
What kind of things do you track? Is it like food, or is it just general? This is what you spend in income. Is it just that simple of a budget?
Well, it has categories that you can put everything in. So it's all pre-done. So then you just it'd be job, you made this much, and then it'd be you could put $500 rent, $200 was food, $200 was going out or whatever, and then you can actually see which categories you're spending things
I would
in.
hate to look at that shit.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't want to know how bad
yeah,
that's
legit.
been.
Ever since I started doing, I'm man, I look at, you don't even realize how much you spend on some things and how quick it adds
Hard
up.
truth.
Yeah.
Legit.
No, my mom used to do budgets, and she would have this whole spreadsheet thing, right? And I would see it, and it would just intimidate the shit out of me, because you track every little thing. As a young person, then. Are you 25 yet, or that's end of the year?
October.
Almost there. 24, 25.
Young gun.
As a young
Young
person, we're both the same age, born same year. Cab's old as hell. But what, I guess, are you running into as the thing that you spend the most on that you think is stupid? After you've started looking at budgeting?
Actually, this year I've been pretty good with it, but before I used to buy clothes or whatever.
You were a big clothes guy.
Yeah, I remember every year, my bonus, I'd go and buy a nice jacket, a nice pair of shoes, or whatever. Every year. Well, I used to be twice a year, because I'd get a bonus twice a year before. But now that's cut out. I guess the last big expenditure thing would be that's my dirt bike.
Yeah.
But that was last year. That was last year.
Yeah.
This year there hasn't really been anything. Maybe
Yeah.
computer stuff here and there, but
How much was the bike? If you don't mind
it
me.
was 6 something. It was a used
Okay.
one. Six.
Cool.
I paid 6,300 or something like that. 6,300.
And we talked about it a little bit, actually, a little while ago. We were talking about just what you want to do with money, I guess. And you like the idea of getting things to do things with,
Yeah.
right? Like a dirt bike. or
boat, jet ski.
Yeah,
cars.
Dude, a jet ski would be sick, man. The reason why I was asking kind of like what you find is like a stupid spending thing, and I'll get to what you think about wealth in a moment, Caps, is that I've started to kind of justify myself as like not spending well by saying to myself that money comes and goes and I'm going to be fine. You know what I mean? Like eventually I'll get more money later. It's whatever. And so the idea that if something does go wrong in my life, it's not really a crisis because eventually like I'll hopefully be able to make it work. I'll get money. I'll do whatever. I'll sell stuff if I needed to sell something. I'm in a position where I could do that, which I should be thankful for too. But yeah, that'd be okay. And so I kind of justify myself with spending money on stupid things now because I'm like, oh, well, who cares? Right? You could save money all the time, but what am I saving it for? You know what I mean? What am I going to save my money for? So that's what I feel about it. I don't know.
I understand that. Let me ask you guys this. Did you guys get allowance when you were younger?
Yes.
Yeah. I think like pretty later on.
Like $10 a week.
I think my parents in like grade 11 or 12 gave me like $100 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solid.
That's solid, yeah.
I didn't get nothing.
But like I was also
Really? No
I was
allowance?
working at the same time too.
Oh, okay.
So they just gave me a little extra spending money, I guess.
Nice. I would get money on my birthday. And then if I ever really needed to like do something, my dad would give me money. But no, I didn't get allowance. But forgot why I asked that. But anyways,
You just wanted to see if we were privileged kids. Like.
bunch of jamokes over
Yeah.
Because when I'm a big saver, I'm not like actively thinking about saving all the time. I'm just not. I guess I'm not really a big spender. So, I think the role that wealth plays in my life is it helps me like work harder. Like if I'm like, I guess everyone aspires to be wealthy at some point in their life. I would
Money's
say.
a motivator. Yeah.
Money is definitely a motivator.
No one's gonna say no to more money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Majority of people in the world have thought about like being wealthy at some point.
Win the
So,
lottery.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you're not working hard for that.
Yeah.
But motivators to the gas station. But in that way it's motivated me. But like whenever I have like enough money to spend, I don't find I need to like I think it's the way my dad would brought me and my brothers up. He would say like you don't need to buy something if you don't need it, right? Like you don't like when you go to the mall, he would say this. We'd go to the mall. He said don't look to buy something unless you like only go to the mall if you actually need something.
Right.
'Cause if you go to the mall and walk around, you're going to end up buying something.
You just spend money on something because you're there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a pretty big saver, but at the same time, like material stuff, I definitely want. But when I have enough money to buy something, I'm so iffy about buying it. Like when I have that set money to like even like I want to build a PC. I've been saying it for a while.
Right. Yeah. For months now. Yeah.
That's a good example. Like I have the money for it. But I just don't want to. I don't
hesitate to pull the trigger on it.
I'm like, maybe I can use it for something I actually need, and then my mind just trails off.
Yeah, I guess I'm like the opposite. Like when I want something, like if I want something, like I won't buy it until like I really, really want it. But like once I'm set on it, like I'm gonna get it. Like regardless, like I'm gonna get it.
Right.
That's just usually how I am.
Like it's almost like then at that point, whatever income's coming in is going to go to this thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this thing, and once I have it, I'm done. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? You had brought up, I guess, wanting more like material things last week. You had talked about that in the episode with AJ when you were talking about I guess we were on personal life there, right? And it was money at that point. You're like, you're wanting more material things. Why is it that you're feeling now that you want more material things when in the past you've been such a saver?
I wouldn't say I'm wanting more material stuff now. They're just always like. Actually, I think I was wanting more material stuff before in the past.
You're just hesitant to spend.
Always hesitant to spend, for sure.
I guess that's a good thing. Not so much like impulse.
Yeah.
Definitely not an
You're
impulse
definitely
buyer.
an impulse buyer.
I'm an impulse buyer. I'm
Yeah.
a big time impulse buyer.
Number one consumer.
Yeah. Live for excess, man. It's the American
The
way.
malls love this, man.
For one simple trick, I just spend all my money. But then I know people that are on like an extreme of that, where it's spending money like purely for no reason. There's this at the malls in Vancouver, a few of them are run by Cadillac Fairview, right? Cadillac Fairview is a company that owns, I think, downtown. They own Pacific Center and they own Richmond Center,
I think Oak Ridge too now.
Oh, do they now too?
I think
even
so.
with it being closed. Well, either way,
Yeah.
they have this promotion for like you buy gift cards, Cadillac Fairview gift cards, and they give you free cash on top of it, like free extra gift cards on top of it. But you don't need to buy that right now. But I know people that are like so extreme with this, like they're like lining up to buy as many of these gift cards as they can because it's free money. But it's like, sure, it's free money, but what are you going to spend it on? And why do you need to spend it right now? I mean, I guess, maybe it doesn't expire or something, and eventually you're going to spend it, but that's so strange to me that people will go to like lengths like that. Like, I'm not that crazy of an impulse buyer.
Yeah.
That seems like...
What kind of gift cards are we talking?
Like, it's just straight up mall gift cards to use at any vendors in the mall.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the
I see the value in it too.
Value in that for sure. Because there's like so many different things you could buy at the mall.
Yeah. And so I get it. But then it's like you're spending money literally for no use right now. You're buying gift cards to use in the future, and you've just spent a ton of money. But I think maybe the reason why I look at things like that as a strange thing, it's coming back to thinking of what value money plays in my life. Because I don't have money, you know what I mean? I spend it like when I get it, and I tend to do that quite often. The idea of having all this excess money where you can freely spend it on fucking gift cards blows my mind, and I'm like, why would you ever do that? Like, how can you?
Because you have like better things, like you're
in
like,
my head, like, you would buy an object, like I'm buying
you're gonna buy
a tool.
other things,
I'm buying a specific thing for this. Why would I buy gift cards? But shit, like people can use their money for their own thing, I guess.
I mean, their money's kind of buying more money.
Yeah, that's better than what I'm doing, I guess, at the end of the day. Like if the stuff I was buying for all this was sold at the mall, I could buy those gift cards and then I'd be fine. Right. So I get it. I get it both ways. It's like that
saying about like if you bought something on sale, you didn't really save money if you weren't gonna buy. Like you only bought it because it was on sale. Like you didn't. Like you weren't gonna buy it, but now that it's on sale, you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy it because it's on sale. I'm saving money. But you weren't gonna buy it before.
There was a good thing that I saw though recently about sale stuff. Also, look at these fucking nails. I keep looking at them. I love. There is this thing that said, I don't remember where I watched it, but anyways, it was talking about saving and buying things that are on sale. It was talking about how you should do that excessively when it's something that you know you will buy like again and again. For example, body wash or shampoo, conditioner, whatever it is that you might buy. When that shit goes on sale, toothpaste, when that goes on sale, buy a bunch because you're gonna use it eventually, and if it's on sale, it's on sale. Get it done, right? So like whenever I see like a Dove Men Plus Care body wash sale, I'm in. I'm stocking up. I'm getting like 4 or 5 of these things, and then I never have to go back for like a few months, right?
Yeah.
So I get though, like buying something that you don't need that's on sale just because it's on sale. Like why are you doing that? Right, I'm kind of the same way. I'll ask one more thing about something that you said, and then I'll get onto like another question. But you had talked about when you were younger, if you needed money from your dad, you would get money from your dad.
Right.
I've been the same way before. If I needed money when I was young, I would get money from my mom. Right, I would ask my mom like, "Hey, can I have like $20 to go out with the guys and do whatever?" Right. Now at this point in my life, I would feel embarrassed to ask my mom for money. For some reason, I would not want to ask my mom for help. I wouldn't want to ask anybody for help.
Of course,
there's something about like struggling through it that makes me feel better. But it's like I know my mom would help if I needed. I know like even like when we've gone on trips and stuff and someone can't afford to go, the immediate thing is we all offer like we'll pay for it. Like we're okay. Like we'll do that for you. But the person won't want to do that. The person won't want to take that. And I wonder if that's something that is felt by everybody. I wonder if it's something that's felt more so by men, because to me it's kind of like a pride thing. You know, I don't want to like drop my pride down like that. I don't want to be like, okay, yeah, I'll take your money even though I'm going to give it back to you. It feels wrong.
I agree. I feel like it would depend on what I'd be spending it on. Like if it's let's say I like need money to pay off my car insurance, and I ask my dad, I would feel wrong kind of asking because I should be paying for that myself. But if it's something like that needs to be paid off and he knows I would pay him back, I wouldn't feel so bad. But if it's like something like a trip, like we're going on a trip like to I don't know where, and then I'm asking people to spot me or something, then kind of understand. It's a little uncomfortable asking for sure.
It's like at that point it's your fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you didn't, and I feel like that's mean to say, but at that point it is, right? This is me. I talked about it a couple episodes ago, not going to Hawaii anymore. I was looking forward to going to Hawaii, and then WestJet switched the flight. Now mentally I'm having to like buy back into going to the trip. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to go anymore. I can't afford it. I'd rather spend my money on other stuff.
Small inconvenience. No, I
Yeah.
would probably feel the same.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's a weird
Like
one.
yeah, like definitely like if it's something like caps are like urgent, like I don't know, like car insurance or something else. But like if it's like leisure things, then I'm definitely not asking anyone for money for that, because like those are things like you should just figure it out on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you shouldn't really be going on the trip, I guess. If you
Yeah, like if you can't even afford it, like why are you now you're putting yourself in debt?
Yeah, I would put myself, speaking on this specific example, I'd be in a way worse spot if now I'm dropping $1,000+ to go to Hawaii for 5 days.
Yeah, and just putting excess stress on yourself in the
Yeah,
future.
yeah. But then at the same time, I'm balancing out that idea of like, fuck it, I guess, where money comes and goes, right? And justify it. So there's a little part of me that still thinks like, oh, I could, right? And be in debt for a little while, or I could not and not deal with that. You know what I mean? Because I think, the mental stress of that would be too much. Money, I feel like, is a very stressful topic sometimes. Money can be a big, it's a touchy thing, man. I don't know why it's such a touchy thing, because everybody has it. Everybody has the same thoughts around it. You know what I mean? Oftentimes people,
I think it's because it's like a
worry about
like
it
a
the same.
status, or like it's like a power thing. It's like, like if you're rich, like for whatever reason, everyone feels you're automatically like above them. For like, there's no real reason why other than they have more money than you.
Yeah.
The idea of like money being like a status symbol is just kind of embedded in society now. There has been always, I feel like.
And it's always like tacky to talk about money and whatever
kinda,
like that, which
rude.
makes it's a weird thing though, because like if people are going through like struggles with money, right, it'd be good if it was like an open dialogue, if you could talk about this and not feel ashamed. Like I'm saying, like if I were to ask friends for money or ask my mom for money, I would feel ashamed to do that, but I wish that you wouldn't, but I don't think that's an easy fix. You know what I mean? Like that's not like that's not even a mentality shift. That is a full like cultural shift.
People are just defensive about it for like like I don't feel like amongst friends and family, like I don't think it's a big deal to share.
So that's why I had I don't know, I remember like discussing in one of the college courses about
one of the college courses.
I don't know, man. It was fucking one of the 10 college courses I took. But we were like thinking of topics to write a paper on, and I was thinking about writing a paper on like courses that should be taught in elementary school, like more like practical stuff, like finances and like taxes. And
if you learned about investing like from a really young age and just felt like it was a normal thing, that'd be huge.
It would be huge.
It would be huge.
And I don't know why like they don't. Do they want people to
be poor?
Out?
This goes into like my conspiracy theory that like the elites, they purposely keep things like that like out of the loop, like not taught. And like think about it, if everyone knew about like investing or whatever, there'd be no need for like financial advisors or like accountants or like things like that. So then it kind of like messes with everything else. But and I guess they feel like the onus is on the parents to teach your kids like, oh, you gotta save money or whatever.
But
I would buy into that though, like that
I
conspiracy idea. I fully fucking believable, man. That people in power don't want the people who are not in power to work their way up, right? You got to make so many barriers to that. You don't learn about planning in high school, and at least in Canada. I don't know if it's across all of Canada, but at least in BC until grade 10. And then you got 2 more years left after that before you're on your fucking own.
With the courses
like this isn't now the course that you focus on. Planning is a joke in grade 10. It's your least focused class, but it should be the most important one.
I mean, we did have Mr. Bevan.
Yeah, and we were all in the class.
Mr. Bevan was your planning teacher?
It was
the class is already a joke.
Was that?
It was it was a pretty big joke.
Planning grade 10 was the year where Jesse Beavis was in the class and he was fucking hiding under the table and shit, man. So stupid. And that's just like an indicator of how dumb that class. You can tell Cap's story, but yeah.
So he basically showed up and he was just like skipping, I guess. And then Mr. Leslie walked in, but I guess he like saw Jesse saw him.
Jesse wasn't in the class.
Jesse Beavis was not in the class.
Yeah. So Jesse saw him before he saw Jesse. So he hid under the table, and then Mr. Leslie asked, "Is Jesse here?" And Mr. Bevan, for whatever reason, was a bro and said no.
Yeah. And it was like those big like shop tables, right? So
Right,
like
yeah,
the big
yeah,
like
yeah.
metalworks
Yeah.
tables, and so we're like 8 of us sitting around this fucking thing, and then you see Jesse like underneath like crawling, hiding, and fucking big ass Leslie coming in looking around,
limping in.
Hey, you see Jesse? But yeah, that class was so it should be a really important thing, but we just fucked off the whole time in that class. You know what I mean? If I were comfortable with investing, I would feel way better in today's world. I'm not comfortable investing. Like the investing that I have isn't even investing that I've done. You know what I mean? It was set up through my employer. And so you get stock options. You know what I'm saying? Like that, if I don't have other investments, you know what I'm saying? Because it intimidates the shit out of me as a young man.
If people were more comfortable, if people were comfortable at all with investing at a young age, I think people would be happier in general.
Yeah. The idea of having your money work for you is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do I do that? You know, there's all these platforms that you can use. Fucking Quest Trade. I don't know what they are. Wealth Simple, is that another one?
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Like I know these names, but I know nothing about what they do. And then all the cryptocurrency stuff scares the shit out of me because I don't get it. It's just foreign to me.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the only person in the world who feels that way, because like that's a stopper for me
It's like
in taking
90%
part
of
in
the world.
this. You know what I mean? But then the onus gets put on you, and I agree with that. I agree that the onus is on people to figure this shit out for themselves and learn. But it would be a nice world if the world just kind of helped you along.
How about
You know
this?
what I mean?
Instead, we teach you how to use the fucking Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, right? Great.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
For the average person, I'm not fucking touching that shit on a day-to-day basis. I did use something to do with that like a little while back. I don't remember what it was. I was measuring angles on something, and I was like, well, if I got this at 90, then these two got to add up to 90 somehow. I was doing some triangle shit.
Nice.
So I used it, but I didn't bust out the calculator. It was just all in my head. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I agree with that. Like, there's so much pressure for all these other things that, I don't know, they don't necessarily set up the average person for success. But for the people who need it, it's all very important stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Something that one of y'all said, and I don't remember exactly what it was, reminded me of this, but spending as a young guy to be kind of flashy is a thing. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, like, wave your dick kind of like wallet money, you know what I mean? Something that I think of like that is like buying bottles at like a club. You know what I mean? You could go out, you could pre-drink, you could not even touch a drink in the club, and you would have a fine time. But there's something about being there, and if I bought a bottle in a club, I'm gonna feel like hot shit. You know what I mean? And
Nice
that's
little
reckless spending.
$1,300.
Yeah, dude. Buying a table when there's no reason to buy a table, but it's cool. But I feel like you can overspend. I think that that's something that guys can do a lot is spend to impress people for no real reason. I think clothing ties into that, if I'm being honest, because you joked about Supreme, but like buying Supreme stuff, I don't necessarily buy it because I love it all the time. Well, I got into Supreme because it was like, oh, people might think this is cool. It's fucking not. It's just clothes, man. The number of times I've been roasted for, I got like this like light blue one.
Yeah.
And then everybody just calls it an Old Navy hoodie
because
because there's no logo on it. It's just on the back of the hood embroidered. Like you can't see anything. And it's like, why would you spend 180 US on that? I don't know, because it said Supreme on it. You know, so sometimes I think you can buy stuff for stupid reasons, which
It's definitely worse now. Like you look at like high school kids, they're running around with like Gucci or whatever, like stupid stuff like that.
But it's because everything feeds into the idea that you need this to be like popular, especially at a young age. Social media, it all comes down to social media. It all does. Get off of YouTube. Get off this right now.
Get off the Facebook.
Get off the Facebooks. I haven't been on Facebook in a hot minute. But
Turn your MySpace off.
It's simpler times, man.
Yeah.
Simpler times. They weren't telling you to buy Gucci flip-flops, man. Fucking Future. Sick. But like, I don't know, dude. It just feels like there's a pressure almost to do it. Because then you're matching yourself up, or you're trying to get yourself on the same level as your peers.
Yeah.
Or you got to one-up people. I think there's a level of one-upsmanship that men will often carry, right? To be a better man somehow.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing as that whole like flashy spending idea. I think that's the same thing as buying clothes for no reason, right?
And then what Alex was saying a couple episodes ago, like people idolize celebrities too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Because
unrealistic.
Yeah, it is unrealistic.
Yeah.
It is
It's just-
unrealistic.
And then it's just a bad thing to do.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with an Old Navy hoodie, and it could be totally fine, man. As a young man, I think that thinking ahead to like building a family and that kind of future and stuff isn't something that is often on my mind, I would say, but I've thought about it. You know, I think especially when you're in a relationship, you might think about that more, right? I know you've been in a relationship for quite some time now.
7 going on 8.
7 going on 8 years.
Yeah, 7 going on 8.
This is longer than Evan.
Is it?
Suck it, Ev. That's sick, dude. But 7 going on 8 years.
Yeah, 8.
And then I'll ask you then first, like, what do you feel about, I guess, that idea of preparing or setting up for a family and generating wealth to do that?
Yeah, like we've
Sorry to put the pressure on. Shout out to your girlfriend. But,
shout out to Carmen.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, no, like we've talked about like even if we were to move out, like I don't want to rent because I feel like I'd rather save the money and buy a place at this eventually, and then she's kind of in the same boat. So like I guess like definitely the next big expenditure would be like that, but like even then, like it depends on how quick I could save up the money.
Right.
Like that's about as far ahead as I've thought. Like even thinking about like kids and stuff like that, that's terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying. Why is it terrifying?
Dude, like just imagine like you and someone else, like a mini version of you two running around.
Dude,
I get like overly excited about it.
Like it'd be cool. It'd be cool, but like at the same time, it just sounds stressful, a little scary.
I don't know about cool.
I think it'd be a lot of fun, man. I think it'd be really, really cool. But that's a scary thought then, is thinking ahead.
Yeah, like I'm not like a big planner.
But like, says the guy budgeting.
Yeah, but like
but that you just started that, right?
Yeah, like I just started that, and then now that I budget, it's like, oh god, like I'm not saving enough. I'm not
put a kid in there.
Yeah, it's like
No.
if I didn't do it, I didn't have to think about it at all.
Right.
But yeah, like I'm not big planner.
How much does a kid cost these?
According to what's her name,
it's like $180,000
$200,000 a month. Is that what that guy's paying in
child
support?
I think it's
PJ Washington. Yeah.
I think it's $200,000 till they're like 18.
That's nuts, dude.
So like, and like think about
That's
that.
not, to be clear, we're talking about like some celebrity thing, or do you mean 200,000?
Yeah, like from age 0 to age 18. I think they said
$200,000.
Yeah, they said like
okay.
not a month.
That's
It
what
said
this guy's
a month.
paying.
Yeah, that's what some guy's paying for child
Oh
support.
no, sorry.
But
this
I'm
the
saying
actual cost of a kid.
the actual cost of a kid, I think is
200.
I think I saw something like that, like 200,000. I don't know how
That's a
old
lot
that
of
number is,
goddamn
but
money.
all together.
yeah,
in the 18
altogether
years.
from 0 to 18 or something like that.
Doesn't sound actually.
Somebody fact check us. You want me to Google it?
Pull it up, Alex.
Pull it up. It's Jamie.
I'm Doc.
It's a
What's the number?
Yeah, no, it's close to 200,000. It's a simple fact that cost of raising a child in Canada is expensive. It's generally estimated that raising a child will cost you $10,000 to $15,000 a year until the age of 18.
Yeah,
So
times
that's like
18,
getting close to
10,000.
that 200K.
Yeah, 180.
Yeah, I can't even. It's probably way worse in the States because of healthcare and shit too. Even
Yeah.
just to have a kid, Kathy, who was doing the nails, was telling me just to have a kid in the States, it's
I think
tens of thousands of dollars or something like that.
40 grand or something.
Just
like,
because of the hospital
yeah.
bills, because you're in there for a couple nights. Nuts. And they don't want free healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
40,
Yeah, shit's
40
crazy to me,
down.
man. But thinking ahead, I guess, coming back to the question of like being young men and preparing for the future, if I were to think about my current financial situation, I would think I'm not at all prepared for the future. I'm not prepared to meet somebody and fall in love and have a kid. If I did that, I'm fucked. If I started from this point. You know what I mean? I've got to have in my head, I need a way more solid foundation. There's no shot I'm buying a home right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I guess it's just like different perspectives and approaches to it can kind of set you up for the future, better or worse.
I mean, you definitely have to like, I guess, prioritize. Like I've looked at like what things cost around here, and like let's say you were to buy like an older place, like it's definitely doable for many people. It's just you really have to like buckle down, really cut out certain things. But I mean, if that makes you unhappy, then it's not even worth it. Just continue renting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not trying to buckle down anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, like
Bachelor life.
shit, man, I don't know. I agree with you. Like it sounds scary to me. Like to think about, like there's all those steps in between to getting like starting a family, and I don't even want to take those steps in between. Like I like there's so many things that you would need to I would need to have lined up, like a better career, just like a more solid foundation in everything.
I feel more confident in your footing, I guess.
Yeah, and just like the drive to actually want to start a family too. But yeah, I don't even want to like be in a relationship anytime soon either. So that's I'm not.
So for you, that part of wealth doesn't really necessarily come up all that often in your head. Then you're not thinking about that kind of thing.
No, I mean it's there because I know it's something. Eventually, yeah, down the road, it's gonna peek its head at me.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a peek.
Take a peek once, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just I'm fine with seeing myself being single for a while. I mean, if I don't have kids and don't get married, at this point in my life, I feel like that'd be fine.
Right.
I think I'm saving. I'm thinking about all the money I'm
saving plenty,
going on trips.
Man. Yeah.
Just doing what I want, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, my mind is probably going to change in the future. It'd be stupid to say it wouldn't, but
yeah, because I guess like I don't know, raising a family feels like such a human thing. You know, everybody comes from one, right? You're not here without a family, so I guess most people I would assume are thinking that at some point they would have a family, right? Just at this point, not the priority at all.
Yeah.
Right. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm thinking for myself, being, like I've said, not that great with spending. The thing that comes most to mind in that whole idea of preparing for future is the whole home ownership thing, because I guess I only started to think about it really once I moved out and then started renting, because that's a conscious choice to know that I'm spending money on nothing essentially. I'm spending money to live in a home that isn't mine. That money is going to pay this person's mortgage. It is not paying my own. That's just straight up gone. There's no investment in that, right? And so I can feel kind of shitty about that, or I had felt kind of shitty about that for a little bit. But then it's like, I don't know, there's nothing wrong with renting either,
no.
Right? But I would love to be a homeowner, right? It would feel that much better if you're paying yourself. But then that's a big choice too, right? You're deciding to go in debt when you become a homeowner.
Yeah,
you're banking that you're going to be fine paying a mortgage.
You're tied down for like 30 years.
Yeah. So you better like where you fucking pick, man.
Yeah.
Especially in the Vancouver area, right? It is like ridiculously expensive, and kind of go out to the boonies these days if you wanted like a nice property that is newer but
even
still more affordable. But even then, it's getting up there.
Where are we thinking then? Kamloops?
Yeah, my Chilliwack, corn capital. I'm in. Yeah, it's far, dude. It's
free
far.
Corn, unlimited corn. Must be cheap over there then, right?
Corn?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Is it cheaper there?
I would assume it's straight from the source, right?
I suppose.
Right off the cob, man. Dude, when Seb pulled out the corn cob,
it actually tastes good,
and started just eating it raw, I didn't know that was a thing.
I heard it's. I didn't get to try it. I didn't even see him eat it. I just saw it in the snap. But I heard it's creamier than if you were to like.
Cream of the crop.
I heard it's creamier raw than if you were to eat it cooked.
It tasted just like it tasted just like a cooked one.
Did it?
Yeah. It was actually pretty good.
It was really
like soggy?
sweet.
No,
I was expecting it to be like crunchy, like hard, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't hard.
Not hard.
Oh, soft.
Nice,
it was
and
creamy.
soft. Soft and creamy.
Yeah. Man, this is not related, but this is about the trip. Something else, just comparing like a men thing. Another manly thing is men in the fucking grill, dude. That's some shit that also intimidates me, man. I'm such a bitch about that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever.
I barely know how to start a fucking grill, man. And then this guy comes along. We're making tomahawk steak.
Yeah,
we're cooking wings. Yeah, man. Really bad. We butchered that steak too. It was terrible.
No, the steak was cooked well. It was just there was
zero seasoning.
No seasoning.
It was cooked very well.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was nice and.
That was a good call with the bacon afterwards.
Bacon was a good call.
We bought a tomahawk steak because it was on sale.
It was on a big sale.
It was on a huge sale. They said it's normally like $80 for this thing, and it was like $26. It was expired the next day, and we cooked it still a day after that. Tasted fine.
Was it expired or best before?
Best before.
All right.
Best before, right? Yeah. It just means you're not at your best.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's not in the prime.
It's not their prime, right? And so we bought the tomahawk steak, and we're cooking it on the grill at the same time as cooking wings over on the side. And the wings are obviously done well before this steak is going to be done. We were cooking it Chicago style, pretty much, man. Just scorching the outside and then threw it in the oven for like, what was it, 20 more minutes?
Yeah.
And it came out and it was fine. It was a little rare, you know.
It was pretty good to me.
It was solid. It was solid. And then what did you guys just like sprinkle salt all over it pretty much?
Dev just dumped salt on it. That's why it was no good.
It was pretty salty.
It was, yeah.
I feel like it was a waste, not a waste of a tomahawk steak, but it could have been way better.
Yeah,
tomahawk
it could have been better.
I'd do
Was
it
it
again,
again?
though. $26, man. $26 for a Tommy?
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. All we were missing was Tom Brady, sports ball, someone score a touchdown,
Yeah.
farts, beer, women. Oh my God. What a weekend.
And then we went on the trip.
Man. I feel like one day you will be a father, Cabs.
I don't know. I've done the day camps.
Yeah, so you've had your fill of kids.
Yeah.
No, man.
30 a day.
That's
Imagine-
different. It's not your own.
It's not your
own.
You get pissed off at those ones. You know?
Eventually I did, yeah.
You ever hit a kid?
You can't
No.
snack them.
Never hit a kid. But there's obviously times I
There's
wanted
kids
to.
I wanted.
Of course, I wanted to fucking slap them because they're just being like little brats. There's one time.
That's going to your manager.
Send the link straight to him.
There's one I probably told you guys. I think there was one time I took the day camp kids to the aquarium, and there's two little brothers, and they were they were just kind of like you're supposed to stick together. You're supposed to stick with the group. And
Stick to the plan.
Yeah, everyone, all the other kids are doing it, and these kids are trying to like. They're playing tag with each other and kind of running off, and I get one of them is like being more troublesome than the other, and I pull him to the side. I'm like, okay, you do this one more time, like you're gonna have to hold my hand for the rest of the time until we have lunch, and he's like, okay, I won't do it, and he does it, and maybe again he's like, they're playing tag and he runs off and away from the group, and he does it like 2 minutes later. So okay, I'm like. I don't know. There's something about me where I really want to see justice like served properly, right? So I
Punishment is going through.
Yeah, I want if I promise something, I want to see the punishment to go through, right? So I grab his hand and he was walking beside me, and then he's like, "Okay, fine, I'm gonna hold your hand." And we're walking through, and maybe like a minute or two later, he tries pulling away. I was like, "Nope, you have to hold my hand." You wouldn't listen, and I'm holding his hand for maybe like 5 minutes straight of him like just yanking and like pulling away, and then he eventually starts crying, and I make him apologize to me. And then,
You made him apologize to you?
being stupid kid. Listen, before this, I was a really patient day camp leader.
It was the breaking point.
And then we
Say sorry to me for crying right now.
and then he apologized, and he was being a little wimp for the rest of the day.
You're gonna be such a great dad, dude.
No, that's one of the things I'm worried about. I want my kid to be like, I want him to. Whoa! First of all, I'm not having a kid. Relax, guys. But if I were to have a kid, I would be so stressed out about him turning out like normal and like level-headed. I would want him to turn out like me, where like very self-aware and stuff. Because if he's just like, I don't know, if he just turns out to be even the slightest bit of brat, I feel like I'd regret it. Even as terrible as that sounds.
That is terrible.
It's hypothetical, right? It's all hypothetical, right?
Man, I don't know, dude. I just feel like you're such a sweet big guy. You know what I mean? Have a little you running around.
I don't know.
It'd be so cool, dude. What a waste. Anyway,
Waste the genetics right here.
That's what I think, man.
Might have a kid somewhere.
Just ain't gonna be mine.
See you on draft day.
I'm paying no child support.
See you on
Oh,
curling
man.
draft day.
You know, your father was an Olympian. Oh man, to come back and talk about money and kind of wrap up a thought here, I guess. I've talked about how for me, I'm a stupid spender, I guess. I spend my money on stuff impulsively, as you put well there, Nate. Nate, you like things. You like the idea of being able to do things with what you buy. I think that's a good thing to spend money on for sure. And Cabs, you're a saver. So stupid shit, fun shit, saving. Good stuff.
Saving.
What would you tell yourself 5 years ago about money? Knowing how you are about money right now, what would you tell yourself 5 years ago?
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Man, you got it.
Put it
You
all
got
on
it.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
End the show.
Yeah.
Done.
I'm out of here.
Mhm.
I guess probably like, I think the big thing about like money is kind of like building those habits.
Mm.
Like as stupid as it sounds, like, oh, just put away like $100 a month or whatever you can. Like I don't regret any of the things I bought or like did
Yeah.
5 years ago. So like I wouldn't tell them like don't do those things or buy those things. Definitely like you do it now while you're young, where like it doesn't matter as much now versus like when you're 50 and then like that's gonna put you like you won't be able to retire or whatever because of it. Like yeah, but
Still blowing your money on
Exactly.
Gucci's flip flops. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just be a little bit, save a little,
Mhm.
save a little.
Yeah. Just get in the habit.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. Would you feel like you would want to be the same way then with saving?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just to build the habits earlier, which
Yeah.
just like makes all the difference. And then to don't put the condom on too tight.
Best money advice. I mean, otherwise, $200,000 over 18 years gone, right?
Terrible investment.
Terrible investment.
Where's it going?
Where's the return on
You get a
that?
little vomit, a little poop, a little pee. Expensive.
This guy's never gonna be a dad, man. You wouldn't want to like spend more frivolously at all. You wouldn't be more like free. You wouldn't buy that PC.
No, because
No?
I'm thinking about like how my life has turned out so far.
Sure.
And pretty happy. I'm very content with myself and like how things have gone. I can't like ask for much more unless it's like it like exceeds what I need, right? The only thing I would realistically say is just I would want to be more comfortable financially, and that would mean investing early.
Just like read a book or not a book.
Yeah.
Watch a video on
When's
investing.
the last time you guys
Learn
read
something.
Maybe Nate's read a book recently. I
Read a
feel like.
book?
Investments.
Not
no?
anything like super recent.
No.
Okay. When's the last time you guys read a book then?
Years.
Probably
Yeah.
like,
Actually,
Probably,
no.
right?
Last year. Read. Does it count if it's an audiobook?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah,
You're consuming the content of the book.
Sure, but it's a listening.
So in that case, then like.
I
3
read
years.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh yeah, actually,
Like, I read
too.
that like half a year ago or something like that.
Yeah, I read
What's
that
that
like
about?
2 years ago.
That's actually a good book to like learn about the difference between like
Really good.
like
actually.
being rich and being wealthy.
Mm.
Like kind of like the main gist is like this guy kind of explains how like you're not really rich if like let's say you make more money but you also spend more money, you really aren't in any better of a position
I get what you're saying.
versus like if you made less money but you also spent less but that ratio stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like sure you got nicer things now but you're not getting any further ahead.
I get what you're saying.
Is kind of like the main gist of that book.
And it does a really good job of like explaining like I guess just like giving you really good financial tips, but like it's given in like a story form, so it's not
Yeah.
just like a textbook. It's in like the form of a story, so it kind of keeps you engaged too.
Yeah. So basically, it's like this guy, he has a father, and then his like dad's friend or whatever. His father makes good money, but also spends like the money just as quick as it comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So like even though he's making a lot of money, like he's not really getting any like wealthier.
Right.
But then the other guy, like he like invests or like buys properties or whatever, like other stuff where like his money keeps growing
Right.
and like works for him or whatever.
I think the main thing I took away from that was was it 10% of your paycheck? Something like that.
Something
right?
like that. There's
it-
like
Like just straight up save it.
Yeah, I think one of the first tips he gives like the
the kid.
kid is always or just put away 10. Always pay yourself first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pay yourself first, which and meaning like instead of taking out of your paycheck to like pay, I don't know. I think I forgot if he says don't like pay bills first. But
Yeah.
like, you always pay yourself.
Like just
first.
imagine if you like automatically every time your paycheck you like $100 is gone, so your paycheck is $100 less,
Yeah.
but that's like going to a savings. So now you have to work with whatever that is. So you're
Right.
less likely to do like impulse
Stupid
spending.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like because that like you don't see that $100, it's automatically set aside. Like you don't think about it.
What you're saying there about even if your income grows but you spend more, that kind of like cancels out and you're not really growing your wealth at all. I guess that's kind of how I've been. Like I definitely make more today than I made 5 years ago. You know what I mean? At least with my wage. But I've spent more because now I feel like I have more money to spend things on. Right? It's kind of like, well, when is enough enough? When do I stop doing that? When do I start paying myself first? And I guess it could just be a switch. You know, you could just start doing that. But I don't know if I would. I get paid tonight as we're filming this, so maybe I'd put 10% away.
Yes,
And
sir.
put a little bit
Payday.
away. Yeah, payday.
And paid next week.
Put it all on black.
That's sick, man. It'd be so cool, dude.
I used to
And just double your money.
Yeah, man. Again and again and again and
I missed
again.
the casino, actually.
Yeah.
Those bastards are making me think about them.
Man. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would want to tell myself as a younger person to invest more and save more. Learn about investing and save more. And if you had to choose one or the other, I would say save more because the learning takes more time and actual, I guess, engagement. You know, you got to spend time to figure out what's a good resource to learn from and go from there. BBI, learn from Brandon Beavis Investing. You can learn from that if that was out 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
That's where I started learning.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's never too late to start. Right. It is just intimidating to start. Right. I don't know what it is. Why should it be intimidating to think of new ways to make money?
I think when I was thinking about it earlier, before I started, was, I don't know, it just seemed like so, it was intimidating because it seemed like very adult, I guess. And I just didn't know if I was ready, and I didn't know if I wanted to like start putting money away. But it's not that, once you get into it, it's not that bad.
What actually got me started was I saw this like like this picture where it was like there's two people and one person started at like age 20 and invested for like 7 years or something, and then this other guy started at age 30, but then to get the same amount of like the dollar value at age 65, he had to invest for like 40 years or something like that.
Right.
Like because he started later, he had to keep putting in more.
Right. The earlier you start, the
Yeah,
more
exactly.
you can build, I guess, right?
Like that goes back to like telling 5 years ago, like just start.
There's a part of me that when people start talking about investments and stuff like that, I just feel
Just shut
stupid. Yeah, I kind of shut it out a little bit. Yeah. It's like because I'm not engaged in it, because I don't fully understand it, it makes me think like, oh, these people are fucking better than me. Why do I fucking care? Like I get defensive, right?
Yeah,
Back to us talking about being defensive around money. I get defensive because I don't take part in it because I don't understand it. I start to think like, oh, that's dumb, but it's not. Like these people have figured out a way to do something which is good for them, right? Yeah. That's something that I've become more aware of over the last year even, is like hating on people who are doing well. You know what I mean? Why do that? Why hate on somebody who's figuring something out for themselves and making their lives better? There's no point in doing that. So why am I hating on a process that I don't understand? Just figure it out. If I'm that interested in it, figure it out. If I'm not interested in it, accept the fact that I'm not interested in it and just take my wages. You know what I mean? Sell my time. That's the thing that I hate about that is you can find a job that pays more and everything, but at the end of the day, you're still selling your time and you can't make more of that. Right? You can't carve out more time to make more money. So that's kind of a bummer. But anyways, yeah. Do y'all have any other like last thoughts about money at a young man's age? And
I don't know. I think it's just kind of different for us living here. The cost of living here, it definitely, I feel like, makes, I guess, people here more stressed out than versus somewhere else where it's cheaper. Because, like, just looking at it, it's like, damn, I gotta make. I think there was like some articles like the average Vancouver home you need to earn $250,000 a year. Like that's ridiculous. Like that's crazy money already. Like I can't even imagine if I was making like that much money. Like what it'd be like. So I feel like that's why definitely in Vancouver or high cost of living areas, like money is definitely like a stress for a lot of people. But I can't imagine like, I don't know, in like the Midwest in the States, like I don't think people probably just get by and it's totally fine for them.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think about like when you go into somebody's place, you know what I mean? Like a friend moves into a new place. One of your first thoughts is, wonder how much the rent is. I wonder how much this place costs, right? Like living here, at least. I know that was like a question that Evan and I got asked when we moved in here. How much is rent? How much is rent?
Yeah.
Even last night I was with Seb And we're driving back in. He knows how much the rent is. But again, he was asking because we were over at Kathy's place. Kathy had just moved into her place. And then we're coming back to my place. And he's like, how much is rent here again? And I was like, oh, it's whatever it is. Yeah, it's a thought that's there living here is the cost of living. Cost of living is always such a buzz topic in Vancouver, right? And so I guess money is always like a buzz topic in Vancouver, right? Minimum wage, people gotta be paid more, blah blah blah. The minimum wage here doesn't let you live here. It's fucking crazy.
It's like $15 now, you know? It's like 15, 20.
Is it really?
Yeah, it just bumped up to like 15, 20.
It's not enough, man. It's not enough, people.
They just bumped it up to 15 a couple of years ago.
I don't know.
So it went up 20 cents recently.
Yeah, all I know is it's 15, 20 now.
Yeah, hey.
But I mean, like, we do live in like a really nice area.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you should be able to live there. You know, it shouldn't be a struggle to live here. You don't get to choose that you're born here, but now you're born here and you got to fucking not afford to live here.
People are gonna say, "Oh, it's your choice to move away if you can't afford it."
Right?
Like, that's just how it works.
Fair enough. I'm staying home.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, can I come back move in?
Hey, you got a guest room in my house.
Sweet. Oh man, let's watch something riveting. Anyways, Nate, thanks for coming in, man.
No problem.
Thanks for taking the time out of your day and spending a little bit of time chit-chatting about money. This is episode 12 of season 2 now at this point, so we're really chipping away. We're gonna be figuring out. I've done a little bit of planning. You don't know this yet, but we're gonna be figuring out a way to do 4-person episodes sometime soon. Get a little 4-ways going on here. Check out the nails again, for fuck's sakes. But we'll figure that out sometime soon. Not in the next couple episodes for sure. But I don't know how long I want to do season 2 for. I kind of want to get us to the end of the year, but that's like another
3 months.
3-4 months, and so that's however many weeks. Quick math, 16. So 20 something episodes in this season, then take another break again, because I like to continue to make things better. It's easier to do that when I have little breaks. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. If you're not already, make sure that you're subscribed, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.